Vladislav Tretiak did not start a game. Well, we can remember back to the Challenge Cup last year in the third and deciding game when Mushkin started. Over the line, a 2-on-1. Harlamov getting set. It rolls to the goal mouth, and down goes Lindbergh right off the face-off at center ice. A quick 2-on-1, and not a very good shot by Harlamov. Lindbergh was able to cover up. Lindbergh, they tell me, and you were there, Tom, played very, very well in the Izvestia tournament this year.
Excellent.
From the face-off, Alberg picked up the puck, but they had an encroachment in the face-off circle, so they'll do it again.
Very well at Rude Prague. He shut out Canada's national team 2-0 in Prague earlier this year.
From the face-off, there's a hard shot from the blue line taken by Kazanov. Another shot. They're just winding up and firing. That was Penalties that let that one go. Behind the net, now it's cleared out in front by Mikhailov and ends up out at center ice, and Penalties is back to get it. Forechecking is Alberg. It's cleared out to center ice. Harlamov coming back into his own end. Right on top of him is Holmgren at center ice. Harlamov over the line now. Harlamov stick handling, and he fired that over top of the net. It rolls out in front. They score right off the top. It is Petrov who put it into the net in the goal mouth area, and the Soviets have just really got the Swedes just flat-footed here.
Harlamov making a good move, goes down, fakes the shot the first time over the net, but it bounces loose. Harlamov stays with it, tips it in front. Petrov just cruising in front of the net, puts it behind Lindbergh for the Soviets to go ahead 1-0.
Face off on the far side. Now it's taken by Eriksson, but he can't control it. Now Waltin shooting it out to center ice. And back in his own zone for the Soviets, that's Vasiliev. Vasiliev over for Starikov. Out at center ice and down over the line. Balderas. Balderas out in front. A quick shot and a good blast there by Shlutov. Behind the net, it goes into the corner. Digging in after it there is Sportskov. Here's the shot and another hard shot. And the puck rolls loose out in front of the net. The Soviets have got the pressure on again. Shlutov in the corner. Big Shlutov, 6'3", rolls it out in front of Balderas, banned on it. Vasiliev at the blue line. Try to clear it in front. It goes to the far boards, and Norberg has it. Norberg clearing it down into the Soviet end. Behind the net for the Soviets, it's Vasiliev, and it's called for a face-off back in the Swedish end of the ice on the icing. Petrov from Harlamov at 36 seconds, and the Soviets lead the silver medal game 1-0.
The veteran Petrov on the Soviet bench, perhaps his last Olympic tournament, perhaps even his last game with the national team, because in talking to people around the tournament, they think that this line, this experienced line, Petrov, Harlamov, and Mikhailov, this may be their last hurrah.
From the face-off now taken out at center ice, cleared ahead over the blue line. Anderson turning with it, shooting it out to center ice. And here come the Swedes now. Down over the line comes Molin. Molin trying to split the defense, and he was unable to, and the Soviets come roaring right back. Down over the line, Makarov, and his shot is blocked at the defense. Puck rolls behind the net. Veered in against the boards. They're taken by Eriksson. Eriksson tried to hit the line. Alexander Golikov's in there, but it's offside. Face-off outside the Swedish end. We played a minute 52 here in the hockey game. 1-0 for the Soviets. There you see Lindbergh. There's the goal. Getting behind Lindbergh. Not much chance on that one. There's a shot by Harlamov. It bounces back. Harlamov partially fanned on it, but he got it over for Petrov and into the net. And they'll redo that face-off. As you see Petrov on the bench. Petrov, a member of the Central Red Army. He's been with the national team since 1968. He's got 8 World Championship gold medals and 2 Olympic golds, and he's going for a silver in this one. Doesn't know much about losing hockey games, that's for sure. Puck is in the corner now. In there after it, and picking it up is Lebedev. He clears it around the far side, down at the center ice, off Lebedev's stick, and Krutov was unable to get it. Now against the boards, Alberg cleared out at center ice from Maltsev. And over the line, forechecking on the play is Krutov. He's a great young hockey player, Krutov. He's forechecking again. Carrying the puck is Naslund. Over to this side, taken by Weinstock. Weinstock, Jonsson at center ice, 2-line pass called on that offside pass. And we'll have another face-off. As we say, Alberg, he was second in the Swedish scoring race last year. That's the Swedish Elite League, as they call it, to Anders Kaller, who is now playing with the New York Islanders. He missed the scoring championship by just 2 points. They play a 36-game schedule there. He had 45 points, including 28 goals. Alberg, number 12 for the Swedes. The puck is cleared out over center ice, down into the Soviet zone. Drop pass, and out at center ice, hit the heel of the skate of Balderas. Waltzing down in his own end. At center ice now cleared right onto the stick. Good move there by Starikov. Has reacted to that very, very well. Now Harlamov. Harlamov to the line. And trailing is Mikhailov. He's in with that puck. Gets it. The quick shot of his. And it was right on, and Lindbergh made the save. Here's Harlamov digging forward on the far boards. This line's really buzzing around here. Here's Harlamov. Harlamov into the slot. Gets it. He shoots. Oh, what a save there by Lindbergh. A bouncing puck in front of the net. Now it's Eriksson. Eriksson to the far boards. Then the return pass goes right by him, and at center ice it's Starikov. To Mikhailov, to Petrov, to Mikhailov, down behind the net now. Lindbergh out of the net, flips it along the glass. On the far side, trying to keep it in is Vasiliev. It comes out to center ice. There's a good pass. Over the line now. Here's Moline getting set. Passed it over to the side of the net. Out in front. That one intended there. And the puck is shot wide of the net. It bounces behind the net. Now out in front again. The shot right through the goal crease. On the far boards, Mikhailov chops it into the corner. Vasiliev ahead for Petrov. Over on this side for Starikov. Starikov leaving it for Vasiliev along the boards and down into the Swedish zone. In after it, Balderas. He's muscled in against the boards. Balderas with the puck again. And Eriksson going to move in there now and try and hold it. Pin it in there as they poke away at it. It's called for a face-off to the right of the Swedish goal.
As you said, Ron, it's been the veteran line of the Soviets who have been controlling the play. Both their shifts, Petrov, Harlamov, and Mikhailov, it looks like they're going to be content to get the silver. They want to get the silver. They don't want the bronze. Maybe perhaps their last Olympic game, they gave it all out in the first two shifts of the hockey game that they've taken.
Shlukov, the big fellow, out there to take the draw. Against Moline from the face-off. Balderas to Shlukov. Shlukov rolling it in front for Balderas. It's steered off behind the net by Anderson. Now along the boards. Working it out is Eriksson at center ice. Anderson over the line, over to the far side. There's a chance for the Swedes as they get it in front of the net, and it's steered into the corner. Balderas. Balderas drops it off. Pervukin back to Balderas now. Big Shlukov cutting across at center ice as Balderas weaves his way out of the zone. Into the center ice area he comes. And he collides with Shlukov. That's like running into a Mack truck behind the net now. Puck is still inside the zone. Now out in front, here's Balderas getting set, and he is spun around. There'll be a penalty call by the referee, Bernie Haley, against the Swedes. It's 1-0 Soviets. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. And from the face-off, the puck is batted ahead with a glove, so they'll take the face-off all the way down to the other end of the ice. The penalty, by the way, Lundholm, number 17 for the Swedes, for hooking at 4:49. There's Bernie Haley from Canada, the referee in this hockey game. Soviets win this one, they get the silver medal. The Swedes win it, they get the silver medal. Fedisov at center ice. His pass was off Holmgren's skate. Back inside the zone. Alexander Golikov, one of the two brothers. Around the net. Ahead at center ice. Vladimir Golikov. He loses it. Fedisov turns around with it. Feeds it over to the far side for Kasatonov. Kasatonov out over center ice himself. Works to the line. Still has that puck. Kasatonov going to the boards on the far side. Kasatonov on the power play. Watch these Soviets shift around inside the zone, and look at this, they throw the puck away. At center ice now, Holmgren overskates it, but he's got the puck. Now Golikov. Golikov over for Makarov. He's over the line. Makarov going one-on-one. The shot, he scores! What an effort by Makarov as he went in one-on-one with Weinstock. Got to the backhand and fired it past Lindbergh, and it is 2-0 on a power play goal.
Makarov, 21 years old, steals the puck just in the neutral zone. The little tip from Golikov, moves in. He's got the little stick, very small stick, a short player, goes to his backhand, slides around. Lindbergh, the puck goes right between his legs, just that small opening. He didn't close his legs quick enough. On the backhand, Soviet Union goes ahead 2-0.
Well, I think we can assume that they do, in fact, want the silver medal. They're playing pretty well here early in the game. Puck is poked away on the far boards now. Maltsev cleared right back into the Soviet end. Back to get it for the Soviets, Valery Vasiliev. Slammed in against the boards by Norberg. And the puck is out at center ice once again. On the far boards, Eriksson. Eriksson shooting it in. Vasiliev once again. Vasiliev working with Starikov, and he gets the pass. Now out at center ice, Prudov. Prudov Had it roll off his stick. Inside the blue line now. The Swedes just iced the puck all the way down into the Soviet zone. Starikov will go back to collect it. And as he touches it, it's called on the icing. The power play goal. Makarov from Alexander Golikov at 5:52. 2-0. The Soviets are leading the game. We have now played 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Viktor Tikhonov, the coach. A frustrating tournament, I think, for him. Didn't look like they were very happy when they came on the ice, Tom. For their warm-ups here at the Olympic Fieldhouse. Pervukins over to the far side. Ilya left it off on the ice now as it comes into Mushkin. Into the corner. Turning with it is Ilya left it off the far corner. Out ahead for Harlamov. This line has really been flying. It pokes ahead, and here comes Harlamov again. Over the line. Look out. It's Mikhailov in front of the net, and he had it hop off his stick. Good play. Out in front into the slot, but they couldn't get it to the defenseman, and the Swedes come right back. Lindholm trying to get it over the line, and the Soviets are just lining up and stopping them every time they try. It's now it's Petrov over the line, offside. Mikhailov came in too quickly on the left wing, so the offside is called.
As you said at the beginning, the Soviets weren't too happy when they came out from the warm-up. As a matter of fact, Fedosov, you get another look at the goal. Makarov just pushing the puck on his backhand after making a good move around Weinstock, putting it between Lindbergh's legs. There's Makarov, the goal scorer, but they weren't too happy. Fedosov just took a swing at the glass when he came out, butt end of the glass, as soon as he came out of on the ice in the warm-up.
Puck rolls out into the slot area. Now it's cleared out to center ice. The Swedes carrying the puck down over the line is Jonsson. He gets in, but then it pops out over the line, and Holmgren brought it in offside. So it's called again. There's Mushkin, the young goaltender. Into this game, he replaced that fella, Vladislav Tretiak, for the second period of the game against the United States. And it appears that he may be the goaltender we'll be seeing a lot of in international hockey. The Swedes inside their own end. Fedosov around the board, straight up to Shlukov. Shlukov on the far side, down over the line comes Skvortsov. Baldera swooping into the slot. Shlukov gets the pass back to Baldera to Fedosov. Fedosov's shot is right on, and it's blocked by Lindbergh, and he holds on.
As we've seen so many times in the tournament, the Soviet defensemen are not afraid to move right up on the plate. The little drop pass inside the top. He's right down as far as the dots to take that shot, and that's the fourth man. What you have to watch for in the Soviets is not just the slot man, the third forward coming. You've got to watch for the fourth and the fifth man coming in to get the opportunity.
Now the face-off. Valtin from the face-off loses the puck. Golikov trying to get it out. He does, right to the blue line. Vasiliev's shot, and that whistle's just wide. Starikov moving in. He fanned on that pass partially, and carrying it around behind his own net is Eriksson. Out to center ice from Valtin to Eriksson. Eriksson getting it caught up in his skates, works to the line, feeds it in. There was a player trapped inside the line, and it's called on the offside, and another face-off as we look at Sergei Starikov. And one of the Golikov brothers there, that's Alexander Golikov. From the Kiev region, he plays with Gorky Torpedo, and he's been with the national team since just last year. But we're seeing the new faces now being moved in. Seeing players that will be, I imagine, for the 1984 Olympics. Golikov dropping it into the corner for Sweden. Starting out is Molin. Molin around to this side for Thomas Eriksson. Out to center ice, Lundholm. Lundholm controlling it, now getting it ahead. Anderson, he's forced back. Now Lundqvist. Lundqvist shooting it in. It's over top of the net, off the blocking glove there of Bushkin behind the net, and Alexander Golikov. A rink-wide pass. Makarov, Alexander Golikov to the line. Stick handles into the far side. Shot in by Vasiliev. And the Swedes take possession, only to lose it in front of the net. And a good save there by Lindbergh. And the puck goes to the far boards. Lundholm loses it to Makarov. He stick handles to the line, forced to retreat under some pressure. Makarov still fighting with the puck as he gets it over the line, but it's cleared right back out again as Sarakov's got it back to Vasiliev. Vasiliev to Alexander Golikov. Golikov over to the far side now, changing on the fly. The Soviets as Lebedev brings it to the line. Lebedev over now for Makarov. Makarov shooting it in behind the net. Golikov, he's slammed in there. The puck bounces high in the air, and the Swedes come away with young Mats Naslund. Naslund at center ice. He can fly over the line, drops the puck. Here's the shot, and it's blocked. Good play there by Vasiliev. Puck is behind the net. Cleared against the boards on the far side. Weinstock, he gets it out at center ice as he's turned around partially by Lebedev. Now it's fed over to this side. Jönsson over the line. His shot is blocked at the defense. Into the corner it goes. Weinstock in there, poking away at it. Puck comes out, and the Soviets have it again. They're moving. Here's a 2-on-1. Maltsev's over the line with Krutov. Maltsev circling the defense, getting set, rolls it to the goal mouth area. In too deep on the play was Krutov. Krutov over to this side. Here's the chance. Vasiliev scores. 3-0 Soviets. Vasiliev getting the goal. Vasiliev
moving right in again. Just what we've talked about before earlier in the show. The Soviets attack with all 5 players. They control deep in the zone, and you see him moving right in from the blue line. Again, almost into the dot. There's the little tip from in front of the net. Maltsev scoring from Vasiliev, but he's not afraid to move in. But the goal goes to Maltsev, who just tipped the shot from the defenseman as he moved in from the point.
Petrov from the face-off has it at center ice. Fetisov clears it in over the line. Turning with it for Sweden is Leif Holmgren. Now over for Håkan Eriksson. In front of the net, Weltin all the way to center ice with that lead pass. Ahead, spun around as he hit the line was Norberg, and back. Now at center ice, Soviets again control. They've been in control of things totally since this hockey game started. Kazanov leaving it for Mikhailov over to the far side. Fetisov out at center ice for Harlamov. Harlamov over the line with Mikhailov and Petrov. Petrov hacking away at it. Here's Mikhailov cutting through the slot. And he couldn't get the shot away, and the puck is cleared down the ice all the way to the Soviet goal. There'll be no icing on it as Petrov gets the pass from behind the net. Ahead for Mikhailov. Mikhailov being wrestled off the puck. Moline turning with it. At center ice, Moline leading the rush. Moline's over the line. He's stopped by Petrov coming up from behind. And here comes Petrov. Petrov ahead for Mikhailov. And he tried to turn with that pass. And as he did, he was checked by Thomas Eriksson. Out at center ice, Lundqvist unable to get past Petrov. Petrov rolling it in front of the net. Eriksson. Eriksson shooting it out to center ice. And it's Kazanov. Kazanov ahead, intended for Petrov. Soviets on a change right now as Anderson comes over the line. Here's the return pass for Lundqvist, and it went right by him. Now Balderas up the left boards ahead. That's a pass for Petrov, offside on the play, and the Soviets will complete their change as the Petrov line goes off the ice. And if we're seeing the Petrov, Harlamov, Mikhailov line for the last time, I'll tell you, they're putting on a show.
There's the little tip in, Maltsev moving. Again, the defenders, they're not afraid. You know, the Soviet philosophy is when they attack with all 5 players. The defense, when you have possession of the puck, they're part of the attacking unit, and they're not afraid to move in and take chances to get a goal.
Vasiliev back in his own zone, ahead for Shlukov. Shlukov over to the far side for Balderas to Shlukov, and Shlukov had it roll off the end of his stick. Behind the net. The Swedes again trying to get control of this game, and so far failing to is Jönsson. Jönsson backing up against the boards, clears it over the far side off the skate of Weinstock. In for checking. There is Sportskov. And the puck finally comes out to center ice. The Swedes coming away. Mats Alberg stops in over the line. Alberg trying to drop it off. And here come the Soviets with Balderas on a break. Balderas alone gets in, shoots, and the save by Lindbergh. Out come the Swedes. Jönsson at center ice. Dropped off. Now it's at center ice with Weinstock shooting it in. Digging in is Starikov. Checking for Sweden is Alberg. It's cleared along the board. Shlukov ahead for Balderas. Balderas is over the line. Stops. Balderas dropping it back. Still has that puck. Now out in front, here's the shot taken from the blue line by Vasiliev. It drips into the crowd, and it's called for a face-off. The Soviets leading this game 3-0.
What a show they're putting on, too. Balderas going off the ice. They're getting cheeky now, being ahead 3-0. Balderas makes the breakaway first. Tries to put the puck between Lindbergh's leg. Lindbergh dropping, makes the save, but Balderas coming back, did a little spinorama, took the puck between his legs, kicked it back onto his stick, just playing with it.
Paul Duras voted the top forward in the 1977 World Championships. Another Soviet win, of course. Puck is against the boards on the far side. Taking a hit in there is Sergei Makarov. The puck winds up in Soviet possession as Alexander Golikov gives it to his brother Vladimir. Over the line, there he is, coming through as he got by the defense, but then lost possession of it. Against the boards, Pervukin moving in. Puck comes out to center ice once again, and turning with it is Vasiliev. He just flips it ahead. Pervukin working it to the line. It drops in there. Jan Eriksson. Out ahead for Håkan Eriksson at center ice. Sweden. Leonard at Nordberg. Shooting it in. Into the corner he goes, following the puck. He's pushed in against the boards. Sweden still with that puck. Here's Anderson, the shot, and he's just wide with that one. Now Vasiliev. Around behind the net for Pervukin. Pervukin ahead for Alexander Golikov. It went right by him all the way down into Swedish territory. Sture Anderson will touch it and is called for the icing with 5:31 left in the period. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. From the face-off, the puck rolled right into Mushkin, the goaltender, and we'll have a face-off in the Soviet end again with 5:16 remaining in the period. Don't forget, we're on the air almost all day with live Olympic coverage, figure skating exhibition tonight at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Always a fun thing. It'll come to you from this very spot, the Olympic Fieldhouse, 7 o'clock Eastern Time tonight on CTV. Puck is cleared down into the Swedish end, past Alexander Maltsev. He got the puck, but it was called on the icing, and back into Soviet territory it will go for another face-off. There's Lebedev from the Soviet Wings Hockey Club. He's been with the national team since 1973. Actually, in his first Olympics, he's kind of a spot forward. There's Alexander Maltsev, and is he ever going to play another hockey game for the Soviets?
Well, I'm not sure whether he is. He's perhaps going to be in his last game as well, but a great performer for the Soviet Union for many years.
He's had a pretty good tournament, too. 5 goals, 4 assists so far. Now here's Harlamov flying down that right wing again. Boy, are they skating. Here he is down against the side of the board. Take a shot. There's another shot. And that one was taken by Petrov, and he got whacked, I think, across the hand as he took that shot. And he's not too pleased with Alberg. Now Petrov collides with Harlamov, goes to the far side. The Swedes are over the line once again. Naslund shooting it in. And is taken there for the Soviet Union by Starikov out at center ice, and went right by Mikhailov and up into the bench of the Swedes, and is called for another face-off. The all-time leader in the Soviet Major League in scoring, Boris Mikhailov. I have seen him do some things in World Tournament play over the years. Oldest member of the team in the Central Red Army. 7 World Championships, 2 gold medals, and perhaps a silver medal to go with those here at Lake Placid. Now it's kept in by the defense of Sweden, Söderström, at the side of the net. Cleared around the boards by Vasiliev. But the Swedes with Waltin. He got spun around on the play as Sportskov came in on him. That's Shlukov that came in on him. Cleared around behind the net once again for Vasiliev. He stopped up against the boards, and they'll draw the whistle off to the right of Mushkin. There, I think, is a shot of Håkan Eriksson from Djurgårdens, which is the Swedish champion. Only played 19 international games. One of the young teams. Of course, the Swedes have had all kinds of trouble keeping teams together because they're losing so many players now to the National Hockey League, including, of course, their scoring champion from last year, Anders Kalur, who's playing very, very well for the New York Islanders this year. Puck against the boards. Alexander Golikov, he clears it in. Over skating it on the far side. Eriksson, he goes back now for it. There's behind the net. That's Sture Anderson. Now it's flipped out to center ice, right by everybody, because not enough will go back to touch it. And clear it around the boards. It's waved off on the icing. Alexander Golikov, and he took a high stick, and he is very unhappy with that. And he turned around and whacked Bengt Lundholm. And I think we're going to get the high. Well, they're both going off for high sticking, I would think.
Hooking is the call on the Swedish player. High sticking or slashing is the call from referee Haley on Golikov.
There's the Swedish coach, Bengt Olsson from Leksand. face-off. We'll see the action there. And there's the Swedish player, Bengt Lundholm. Inside the line now, Leif Holmgren. Battle for the puck. Now Jönsson comes up with it. There's to the far side. It's over the line. Making the check there is Vasiliev. Vasiliev back in the corner. Drops that puck off. Poked in behind the net. Krudov. Krudov coming out now. Krudov at center ice. Working to the line. Krudov with Maltsev. Trying to feed it back to Maltsev. That back pass failed to work, and the Swedes come away 3-on-2, but Maltsev gets back in the play over the line, and that is intercepted and cleared out to the line, not out. As they had Maltsev breaking, here's the shot that's wide of the net, and Maltsev will pick it up and then leave it for Starikov. Starikov, number 12, he takes the shot. It's knocked down by Lindbergh, and he falls on it as he saw a couple of Soviet attackers coming in on him, and halts further play. 2:40 left in the first period. 3-0 Soviets leading.
The impressive thing about the Soviets today has been their puck control. Young Krutov, a member of their World Junior Championship team from Helsinki in January, now playing with the national team. The Soviets have had the possession of the puck for the majority of the game, really moving it well. It seems like they're coming back from their loss to the United States.
Valtin now behind his net. Valtin leaving it. Gets the return pass there from Söderström. In against the boards, Eriksson. Eriksson trying to get past Pervukin. Pervukin's got the puck now. Gives it to the side of the net. Ball is out in front. They score! And again, it's Petrov, and that line is struck again. Petrov from Harlamov this time. Another goal scored by the Soviets, who are just flying, especially this line. They lead 4-0.
Mikhailov is left all alone in front of the net. Look at him just come down the far side of your screen. He's all by himself. 2-on-1 situation in front of the net. Lindbergh tries to stop the pass across. He knows he's there with his stick, but he's just a little there. The stick goes out trying to stop it, but Mikhailov shoots it all in one motion from Harlamov. The Soviets go ahead 4-0.
There's Mikhailov. The score is 4-0. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. There's Boris Mikhailov, the veteran. Say so many things about him, and there's the play, the goal, the fourth goal.
All by himself in front of the net. In fact, he doesn't get all the wood on it that he wanted to when it comes across, but both Valtin and Lindbergh not able to stop that pass across from Harlamov. An easy one for Mikhailov off the edge of the crease.
So the face-off, Shlutov out there. The official scoring on that, Mikhailov from Harlamov and Pervukin. Came at 17:38. Now the Swedes coming out again. Valtin over to the far side. Digging in is Eriksson. Jan Eriksson circling the net. Right on top of him is Kazanov, and he winds up in the corner with that puck. Also in there is Fedisov. The puck is pinned in there and called for the face-off, as you see Håkan Eriksson. Both teams still playing a man short with 10 seconds remaining in the double penalty. From the face-off. There's the time remaining in the period. Cleared along past Shlutov out to center ice. Down over the line, Valtin. Valtin banging it off the boards to the far side. They're taken by Jan Eriksson. Back to Valtin. Valtin to the boards on this side now for Håkan Eriksson. Eriksson back for Valtin. Valtin to center ice. Good playmaking defenseman, Valtin. He gets it to the far side. Eriksson just chops it into the Soviet zone. And at center ice now, it's Balderas. Balderas for Fedisov coming up. Fedisov winding up the shot. Deflected off Valtin, sticking right to Lindbergh, who steered it into the corner. Out at center ice. Taken by Kazanov over to this side. It's Fedisov. Fedisov is over the line. Fedisov working in deep. Flips it in front. They bat it out of the air, but they bat it wide, and that was again Balderas trying to get it by Lindbergh. Now behind the net. Less than a minute remaining in the period. 4-0. Soviets are leading this one. And the Swedes try again. Weinstock at center ice, tried to get it down to the line. It came off a stick. He gets it again and just flips it in, bouncing in on Mishkin, and he leaves it to the side of the net. Along the boards, Fedisov clears it out to center ice. Jönsson. Jönsson coming right back again. Jönsson winding up the shot, and it's a blistering one. Mishkin then goes down to hold the rebound with 18 seconds remaining in the period, and we've got all kinds of pushing going on, and came close to seeing our first fight in these Olympic Games, as Lundqvist was right in there along with Balderas.
Lundqvist took a little exception. Fedosov was a little upset with Lundqvist trying to come and get that puck loose. After Michigan had held on to it, there's a little shoving in front of the net. Fedosov coming over, and the Swedish player Lundqvist, both of them going off, roughing on the play.
2 red. It's got a double minor for roughing. 4 minutes.
There you heard Bernie Haley. There's that good shot coming from center ice by Thomas Jonsson. He's owned by the New York Islanders, drafted 25th overall in the draft last summer. 21-year-old defenseman. Behind the net. Stopping back there is Starikov. 11 seconds left. Here's Starikov getting the return pass. Here's the rink-wide pass, and they had Makarov breaking on the play, but he just couldn't get it as it deflected off his stick. And there's the horn to sound the end of the first period of play. 4-0. The Soviets lead the hockey game.
All Soviet Union in the first period, leading 4-0 and having the puck the majority of the time. It was very seldom in the period that the Swedish team had the puck for any sustained length of time, and they didn't come to the attack. They let the Soviets bring the attack to them, and when you do that, that's fatal because they control the puck so well.
By the way, that was a double minor that was handed out to Fedosov. Now, that means that early on in the second, there are goaltenders, Vladimir Mishkin, Pele Lindbergh, and we're underway at the Soviet Union's leading this game 4-0. Puck is back in the Soviet zone. Vasiliev. Vasiliev leaving it for Petrov. He's around behind the net. This line has been busy all night. Here's Petrov at center ice, lugging the puck to the line. Now Petrov sweeping into the corner. Petrov still with that puck, rolls it into the slot, but it's cleared away by the Swede Söderström. And back out to center ice where Vasiliev will take it back in his own zone. Vasiliev. Over to the far boards, working out to center ice now. Vasiliev cutting to the line. Vasiliev trying to sweep all the way around. He gets the shot. He scores. And Vasiliev end to end to get that one on a backhand shot. Valery Vasiliev. And the Soviets lead it 5-0, 33 seconds into the period.
Lindbergh again having trouble with the backhand shot. It may have touched his defenseman as Vasiliev swept around him, but that's the third backhand goal today against Lindbergh. Sometimes you look for that puck to go high. Here he is sweeping around. It looks like it did touch the defender's stick as he was going down, but the innocent-looking backhand as Vasiliev went around the Swedish defenseman going into the net on Lindbergh.
Well, it's the third goal that's been scored while the Petrov line has been on the ice, but a defenseman picks up this one, likely unassisted. I don't remember anybody giving him the puck inside the zone. Here's Maltsev at center ice. Maltsev coming away with that puck, clears it over the line. Breaking in is Lebedev. Lebedev working for the net, but taking the puck for Sweden is Bengt Lundholm. In the corner, leaving it there for Thomas Eriksson. Over to this side now, Anderson. Anderson behind the net for Lundholm. He clears it to the far side. Turning with it is Lars Molin. Molin on his way to the blue line to center ice. That lead pass. It goes all the way down to Mishkin, and he holds it for the face-off. The goal is unassisted at the 33-second mark. Valery Vasiliev making it 5-0. By the way, the leading scorer in this tournament, just to show how things are changing, Tom, Alexander Golikov has 13 points. Second is young Krutov with, well, now, not now, because Mikhailov and Makarov have moved ahead of Krutov. But coming into the game, there's a three-way tie for second place. But Mikhailov, Makarov with 11 points and Krutov with 10.
I'm sure they'd trade them all if they thought they were playing for the gold medal in this hockey game.
Exactly. The far boards. It's picked away now by Starikov. He clears it around the boards to this side. Borka's out and off. It's intercepted at the line. Here's Valtin with a shot. And that one was blocked at the goal mouth by Mushkin, and he shoots it down the ice. Down into the Swedish zone. Back to get it will be Valtin, and he picks it up. And it's called on the icing. Lundqvist on the bench. Played in Moscow last year. The first time he is. And Valtin. He's from Djurgårdens as well. That's the Stockholm team in the Swedish Elite League, and they are the champions, the defending champions. Also a defenseman who finished 5th in the scoring race last year, Tom. On the face-off against the boards, taken there by Bilyaletdinov. Around behind the net to the far side. There it's Pervukin. He shoots it down the ice, and no icing on this one. And the Soviets now playing at a manpower disadvantage. That's because of that penalty, the double penalty. It was called late in the period. Now out of center ice, the Swedes carrying the puck. Weinstock over the line, home, getting set. He shoots! What a save save by Mishkin as he picked that one out of the air. Mishkin.
Weinstock making a nice little pass, rushing up, having the man advantage, just putting that little backhand pass over the defender, breaking in all by himself. The good shot, Mishkin coming up with a glove save.
On the face-off now, cleared around the boards. Billy Litvinov relayed out over center ice by Balderas. Back to get it. Weinstock, number 4 for the Swedes. Weinstock dropping it off. Nearly left it for a Soviet player there. Now a long lead pass for Holmgren at center ice. Holmgren's over the line. Allberg put himself offside, and it'll be called for a face-off. There's Leif Holmgren. Don't forget the 1980 Olympic highlights on CTV tonight. We'll review the whole 13 days of Lake Placid. That's following the national news tonight on CTV. Moline getting the draw from the faceoff. 1:16 remaining in the power play advantage for Sweden. Over the line comes Eriksson. Eriksson has checked on the play. Starikov's got it. He shoots it out to center ice. It's dropped off. Anderson for Moline. Moline behind the net. He stops there. In for checking is Makarov. And the pass comes off the heel of a skate, rolls right to the goal mouth area, and Lindbergh himself had to clear it into the corner. Anderson will try again. Makarov right in top there. Moline out to center ice. It went right by Lundholm. And Vasiliev has got it. He shoots it over center ice and down into the Swedish zone, and Lindbergh's out to leave it. Eriksson into the corner. At center ice, the lead pass. Söderström, but he's unable to get past the defense. And again, the Soviets, here's a chance now as over the line comes Golikov. He shoots and he shot it wide. Now in the corner, Swedes in possession. Lundholm, the far side, 19 seconds left in the power play. At center ice, it's dropped off. Over the line comes Söderström, tied up on the play. There was Lundholm, and a little slashing going on inside the blue line, and the referee didn't see that. I think it was Makarov who took a slash at Eriksson. Here's Waltin. The penalty has expired. Waltin at center ice, shooting it in. Digging in after it is Fedosov. He clears it along the boards. At the blue line, Eriksson. Eriksson in. Swinging away with that puck is Norberg. Norberg trying to find some skating room. Ends up behind the net. On top of him is Starikov. Norberg still with it. Norberg back towards the line, and finally it's taken away by Mikhailov. He drops it back, and that's Vasiliev. Vasiliev to Starikov. Out at center ice, and here's Harlamov. Harlamov had it roll off his stick. Eriksson, he just stepped by Harlamov, turns, comes back out to center ice, shoots it in. It goes off the chest of Fedosov. The Swedes carry on. Vasiliev now gets it behind the net. Vasiliev. Harlamov. Harlamov clearing it down the ice. Petrov's digging after it. He goes in, tries to roll it in front. Here comes Harlamov. He overskated it, but coming in now on the backhand is Vasiliev. He circles into the corner. He is hauled down, and there'll be a penalty call to Sweden. And the Soviets will go on the power play. 5-0. Soviets lead. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. Allberg is off the ice on the penalty for hooking. Back inside the zone. The Soviets starting out now. It's Kazatonov ahead for Petrov, and he's got all kinds of room with Mikhailov moving up, and puck is slipped in front of the net, and Mikhailov couldn't knock it down. Harlamov on the far boards. Harlamov poking away at it, so's Mikhailov. Puck bounces to the line, kept in at the line, holding it there and doing a good job to Fedosov to Kazatonov. Kazatonov in now for Mikhailov. Mikhailov backing up to the boards. Out for Kazatonov. Back to Mikhailov. Mikhailov swinging into the corner. Mikhailov back behind the net for Harlamov. Harlamov back out to Mikhailov. He flipped it over top of the net. Fedosov moves in after it on the far boards. Fedosov. Petrov back at the line. He drops it in for Harlamov. Harlamov circling away from the check. Harlamov goes down. Moving in is Fedosov. Petrov's got the puck back to Fedosov. Little wrestling going on. And the puck is cleared to the side of the net. Harlamov's lost his helmet. Puck is in the corner. Mikhailov behind the net for Petrov. Petrov out in front, and panning on it was Fedosov, who was in deep. And the Swedes finally clear it down the ice. Now to get it will be Fedosov from goaltender Mishkin. He turns with it, starts out. Fedosov at center ice. He can carry the puck over to the far side now. Puck is over the line. Digging in deep with it is Krutov. Back to the blue line. Fetisov to Kazadanov. In for Maltsev. Back to Kazadanov. Back to Maltsev. Maltsev working to the side of the net. Rolls it in front. Kazadanov can't reach it as it bounced off a leg out to center ice. And Kazadanov has got it. Over for Fetisov. 12 seconds left in the penalty. And the Swedes get it at center ice. A bouncing puck taken by Moline. Down to the line it comes. Lebedev can't reach it. And it's cleared out over center ice and down into the Soviet zone. And Kazadanov will go back to get it. The Swedes have successfully killed off the penalty. The puck is out at center ice for Maltsev. Good play as he got it away to Lebedev. Lebedev over the line. He's tied up on the play. The puck is back out at center ice. And Kazadanov goes back into his own end for it. Kazadanov behind the net. Over to the far side. It's relayed out to center ice for Lebedev. Lebedev over for Krutov. Over the line for Lebedev. Lebedev had to go back for it. The Soviets changing on the fly with the puck right in front of their bench. Pervukin clearing it ahead. Krutov's over the line. He's all alone. He gets it. Oh, what a goal as it was flipped ahead right on the line. And Krutov just got in there and then played around with it until he could steer it into the goal mouth.
Well, I think he's trying to put on a little bit of a show there. It seemed like there's nothing to this game, is there? But Krutov, here's the tip, which puts him on side. It just comes over the line. Krutov all by himself. He knows once he's beat the sprawling Lindbergh, he has no problem. Just takes his time, touches it over the line. Well, we don't want to hurry that shot because I knew it was going to be in the net anyway.
6-0. The Soviets leading Sweden. By all appearances, the Soviets will have the silver medal. As over the line now comes Balderas. Balderas getting set now, circles behind the net. Balderas trying to hook it away. Puck is cleared into the corner, but the Soviets prevail. Into the corner they go. Swooping with it is Sportskov. Sportskov out to the blue line now. Stick handling along the line is Vasiliev, working it in for Shluktov. Shluktov had it hop off his stick. Vasiliev now forced out over the blue line on the checking of Eriksson. Now Balderas, he's in over the line. He can't get the puck past Norberg. Balderas back to the blue line. Quick shot comes in. That was blocked by Sportskov himself in front of the net, and it ends up back down in the Soviet zone. Vasiliev to Shluktov. Shluktov back to Vasiliev at center ice. Ahead to Balderas. Balderas over the line, circles back, drops it off. Flipped in there, scores, deflected in front of the net. I believe that will be Sportskov's goal, or Shluktov in front of the net. Sportskov, I believe.
Sportskov tapped that puck down in the long shot from the point. Balderas controlling it, throwing it to the point. The puck comes through, and you just see Sportskov just off the edge of the crease deflecting the puck home. You know, and you can't help but feeling the Soviets are ahead 7-0, but boys, you're doing it a little too late. A little too late. You can act, you can score, you can get 10 here, but it's not going to make any difference. The United States has that gold medal.
8:14, the time of that goal. We'll catch you up on the scoring in a moment. Naslin breaking in over the line, but he's bumped off the puck there by Vasiliev behind the net. Vasiliev kicking it free, and we'll have a penalty called here as Starikov brought it out over the line. But Bernie Haley, the referee from Canada, has called a penalty for holding. And it'll be called against Valery Vasiliev. Vasiliev got the goal to start this period at 33 seconds. Krutov from Pervukin at 7:18. And then it is Sportskov scoring from Balderas and Pervukin. And that goal came at the 8-minute mark. Puck is cleared down the ice. The Soviets killing off a penalty now for holding. The penalty called on Vasiliev. Behind their own net, it is left there for Mats Naslund, who is on the list of the Montreal Canadiens drafted last year. Now Alberg. Alberg can't get out. Alberg then skated right by it. And the Swedes with Weinstock carrying the puck. He hits the line, drops it off. Naslund taking a shot. It's well wide of the net. Goes to the far boards. Holmgren. Holmgren can't control it. Out over center ice it comes again. And Weinstock will have to go back into his own end. Weinstock, as we near the midway point of the game. Weinstock carrying the puck himself to center ice, beats it off the boards, but the puck is immediately wheeled right back down the ice by the Soviets. And again, Weinstock will try. Weinstock, number 4 for Sweden. Feeds it off the far boards, past Jonsson. In deep is Fetisov. He takes a rough ride from Jonsson along the boards. Weinstock can't contain it, and it's all the way down into Swedish territory again. Molin back there, number 23. He just dropped it off for Bengt Lundholm. Lundholm to Molin at center ice. Stick handling with that puck ahead for Lundqvist. He just popped it over to the far side. Lundqvist trailing on the play, gets the puck, gets it in over the line, but he is checked there by Alexander Golikov and is cleared around the boards. Here's Molin. Molin over to the far side, taken by Eriksson. In front for Molin, he's shot, and it's right on. He had a great chance on that one. 23 seconds left in the power play. In the corner, Lundholm. Around behind the net for Fedosov. Fedosov out to center ice. Molin knocked that one down, and he shoots it right back in again. 12 seconds left in the penalty as Fedosov gets it again. Feeds it rink wide. On this side, Kazatonov banging it off the boards at center ice for Anderson. Storty Anderson right back in over the line. And it goes off his leg twice. Gets in front of the net. They steer it right through the goal mouth area, but Söderström couldn't convert it. Now the penalty has ended. The puck is out at center ice off the stick of Golikov. Now trailing on the play is Vasiliev. He comes over the line. Puck rolls the goal mouth area, and it's loose there, taken finally by Eriksson. He can't control it, has to go against the boards after it. Petrov is in there as well, and behind the net. For Sweden, it's Söderström. Out to center ice, working to the line. It is Eriksson. Eriksson out in front of the net, but it's intercepted. Here's that lead pass taken by Harlamov. Now Mikhailov. Mikhailov over the line, stops up against the boards, feeds it back. Fedosov. Fedosov working with Kasatonov along the blue line. He circles the defense, goes in deep. Cleared in against the boards. After it is Hakan Eriksson, and it's cleared down the ice. And Kasatonov will go back to touch it. And it's called on the icing. 8:25 remaining in the second period. The Soviets leading by a score of 7-0. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. Right off the face-off, the puck is cleared down the ice. We're going to get another icing call here as Pervukhin comes back to touch it. Number 5 for the Soviets, and the face-off will come down in Swedish territory.
You know, Ron, I can't help but thinking that there must have been a lot of pressure on the Soviet team coming in here. I don't know. They seem to be too experienced a team to be upset by the crowd. But the game against the United States, when they lost the hockey game, they were very, very tight. Today, when they're so loose, there's nothing really at stake except the silver medal, which they've got in their back pocket. They wanted the gold. They're flying today.
Puck is cleared along the boards. Petrov can't keep it in as Alberg gets it out at center ice now. Molin down over the line. He's unable to get loose. That's Johnson, number 2. And the Soviets come right back. Ahead for Petrov from Harlamov. Petrov heading for the corner. Out in front of that net is Harlamov. Out for Billy Letonov, and the puck is steered away and down the ice into Soviet territory. Pervukhin will come back to touch it. Cleared around behind the net. Billy Letonov on the far side. Billy Letonov ahead, right past Krutov. He gets it himself, drops it over the line. Lebedev, a back pass there for Billy Letonov. He's turned around on the play. Lebedev in front, here's a chance now. Krutov gets set, the shot is flipped wide by Mikhailov. Now the Swedes on their way out of the zone again. Naslund at center ice, shooting it in. It bounces wide of the Soviet goal. Billy Letonov is after it. He beats along the boards for Krutov. Krutov ahead for Lebedev. Lebedev back for Krutov to Lebedev. Lebedev is checked at the blue line, and Billy Letonov has to skate back with it. Now for Maltsev. Maltsev ahead, over the line. Lebedev putting it into the slot area. Nobody there that can contain that puck, and Krutov gets it over the line. Now is Lundholm. Lundholm in against the boards. Try to get it back, gets the puck again, back to the blue line for Eriksson. Eriksson's shot, and it drifts wide of the net. In against the boards on this side now. Anderson steering it out to center ice, and it's called on a 2-line pass, and we'll have the face-off. Don't forget, on CTV live right from the Olympic Fieldhouse, the closing ceremonies of the 1980 Winter Olympic Games from Lake Placid, New York. That's live, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Face-off will be about 15 feet inside the blue line of the Soviets. And it is Shlukov who gets the draw. Sportskov in the corner. Over to the far side. Relayed off the boards by Starikov all the way down the ice. Balderas is in there, but it's Valtin who takes it. Valtin starting out. Over to the far side. Eriksson shooting it in. Back to get it is Starikov, and as he touches it, icing again, and the face-off again in the Swedish zone with 6:12 left in the second period. 7-0. Soviets are leading. That is not a happy Swedish bench.
No, you can't blame them. They're down. They're trying to take a little nourishment on that bench, try to collect something, trying to get a goal or two, make it a little more respectable here, but down 7-0 with still 6:12 remaining. It's not very encouraging to the Swedish team.
By the way, Pervukin, the defenseman, there's a shot. It's blocked, that's taken by Balderas. Pervukin, the defenseman, has 4 assists in this game. Cleared down the ice. We'll review the scoring quickly, perhaps in the next whistle or two. Puck behind the net, and it's touched on the icing, so it'll come back down into the Swedish end again. 5:57 left in the period. 7-0 Soviets. This is CTV, Canada's Olympic Network. Here over the line now come the Soviets. It's Balderas going in there. The puck is shot wide of the net. Is breaking in with Sportskov, and the Swedes will come right back. Out at center ice it comes. Lindbergh's over the line. Gets by the defense. Clears it to an open wing. Moving in is Weinstock. He winds up. He's got that good shot, but it was blocked at the defense by Sportskov. Now beside the net. Cleared into the corner. Naisland digging after it. Also Vasiliev in there. He takes a shove at Naisland, who's a small fella. And it winds up with the puck. Now it's Schluchthoff over for Balderas, dropping it there. Now comes Sportskov back for Schluchthoff, and he scores, and it's 8-0.
What can you say? They've just controlled the puck from beginning to end. It's as much like saying, boys, you shouldn't have challenged us before. A super play at this point. Schluchthoff makes the original pass. Balderas throws it back to Sportskov. Watch all in one motion. Doesn't even wait for the puck, you know, to line it up. He shot all in one motion, just under the bar, inside. The shot couldn't have been better. No wasted motion in the net. The Soviets go ahead 8-0.
What is it going to stop? It's going to look like Japan all over again. That's the whole line doing it there. It's from the face-off now. It is cleared ahead. Kazatanov down at the line goes Alexander Golikov in the corner now. Cleared away, kept inside the zone. Here's Fedosov. Shot, he scores on the backhand. And it is 9-0. Fedosov getting in deep. He's been doing it all game, something I didn't see too much of it in other games, but he is roaming inside the zone from the point, and take a look at this.
Makarov doing the hustling, but the blind pass being thrown at this point. Fedosov moving in, moves to his backhand, and I believe that's the 5th backhand goal that's been scored today on Lindbergh. The Soviets haven't forgotten about their backhands, as a lot of other hockey players have. A lot of players want to take it to their forehand.
Now from the face-off, Golikov falls as he hits the line, but the puck is cleared out to center ice. Kazatanov over for Fedosov. Fedosov ahead off the boards. Makarov inside the line, trying to roll it in front, and the Swedes come right back. At center ice, it's Moline. Moline to the line, trying to work it through. Makarov then clears it away to center ice. Now it's Golikov. Golikov getting around a check, put it right onto the stick there of Anderson. Still inside the zone. Fedosov gulps one in there, and it's wide of the net. Now Lundholm. Ahead for Moline. Moline's over the line. Moline going to his backhand, drops it back. There's the shot. It's blocked at the defense. A sliding was Fedosov on the play, and it's center ice now. Off the stick of Golikov. That's Vladimir Golikov. Out over the blue line to center ice, Kazatanov. A rink-wide pass, and picking it up is Alexander Golikov. Golikov losing it. To Weinstock, is thrown away right in front of the net. The shot is fired over top of the net by Makarov. Now Makarov in against the boards. Makarov trying to get it to the line. Still with that puck, and it's poked out to center ice. And coming back for it will be Kazatanov. He feeds it off to Fedosov on the far boards. Ahead. And now it's Petrov. He can't control it. Puck is over the line, but Petrov again gets it as the defense covers up. Now, still inside the blue line, but having trouble and finally recovering is Kazatanov out of center ice for Petrov. Petrov dropping it off. Makarov unable to control it. Harlamov's got it now inside his own end. Fedosov. Fedosov out to Petrov. Petrov fed it right by Mikhailov. Harlamov's got it. Harlamov beating it back. Kazatanov back inside his own end. Passed dangerously in front of his own net past Håkan Nielsen. Puck is out at center ice. Mikhailov can't knock down that pass. Norberg cutting back inside his own blue line. He drops it back. Now it's Valtin. Valtin to center ice. Still with the puck as he hits the line. Valtin with a shot, and it's wide of the net. Norberg in deep. He circles the net. Norberg cutting out in front. It's taken by Petrov, and he flips it out to center ice where Weinstock gets it again. He comes to the line. He's checked on the play. Now trying to get in is Lindbergh. That is taken away by Fedosov. Here's a race for the puck at center ice with Mikhailov. He can't reach it. The puck is outside the blue line. And starting right back is Holmgren. Holmgren being checked from behind by Petrov, and is called on the offside with 2:34 left in the period. And 9-0. is the score for the Soviets. They are on their way to the silver medal here. Of course, the United States has won the gold medal. Don't forget, tonight we will have figure skating exhibition, 7 o'clock Eastern time on CTV. This is always a fun event as the champions of the 1980 Olympics show their skills under the non-pressure atmosphere, just having fun. Always one of the nicest shows in the Olympics. Puck is jammed in against the boards and held in the Soviet zone.
You wonder about the non-pressure atmosphere that we have here in the hockey game. The Soviets ahead 9-0. You wonder how much the Sweden being really down in the hockey game. But you'd think, you know, they'd want to win the silver medal. The Soviets, no pressure on them. The gold, they're flying here today, but boys, a little too late.
From the face-off, it's behind the net. Cleared over to this side. Taken by Vasiliev. He clears it right in front of the net. It's set for Weinstock, and he hung on to it just too long. And the puck is cleared away. Now still inside the zone. Weinstock in deep there, but the pass was intercepted by Pervukin on the far side. He gets it out the blue line, not out Johnson. Johnson winding up his shot at the post. And the puck bounces into the corner. Now out in front of that Weinstock. Weinstock just wheeling it in there and skating right by that pass was Alberg. Alberg poking away at it against the boards. Now chopped in behind the net. And taking it for the Soviet Union is Lebedev. Lebedev out at center ice for Maltsev. Maltsev over the line. Maltsev swinging away from the check. Good play. Rolls it out in front. Now behind the net, they try to jam it. It's rolled up to the blue line. Moving in there and backhanding it in is Vasiliev, but the Swedes just clear it down the ice, and we'll have an icing call here as Vasiliev and now Pervukin go back. Pervukin touches it. It'll be back inside the Swedish end with 1:17 left in the second period.
Well, ahead 9-0. Alexander Maltsev, the shot from the point that hits the post. Here's the shot coming through, and that's as close as Sweden has come all day. The puck hits the post and comes back out. But Maltsev just joshing now. He's like Cyclone Taylor. Looked like he wanted to try to score a goal going backwards at that point, being ahead 9-0. But they're just playing now and having fun.
From the face-off, the Swedes coming to center ice. Will they get a goal in this game? That becomes a question. There's the shot. It drifts by Mushkin and to the far boards now. After it is Lindholm. Comes out near the blue line. There Eriksson has it. Lindholm against the boards. He's being held in there. They kick away at it. Finally, it's Schluthoff who gets it out to center ice. Back now for Moline, number 23. He's over the line. He flips it in. A bouncing puck scooped up off the ice by Mushkin. Fed into the corner. Now out to center ice. Taken for the Soviets by Starikov. Over the line for Balderas. In deep. That's Eriksson. Eriksson being checked on the play. Balderas behind the net. Sportskov is in there as well. They'll pin it in with 30 seconds left and try and hold it. Now it's poked free. Back into the crowd again. After it, there is Eriksson. Comes out loose. Now out to the point. There's Vasiliev, number 6. His shot's right on. Juggled by Lindbergh, and he holds on for the face-off. 18 seconds left. During our second intermission, we're going to be speaking with Brian O'Neill, the Executive Vice President of the National Hockey League. Bill Inco will have a feature on the Olympics and what they will mean to the village of Lake Placid. And, of course, we'll have second period highlights, which means another, how many goals? 5 goals of the Soviet Union. Bernie Pascal will have those for us. 9-0, the score. From the face-off, down over the line comes Norberg. Norberg going into the corner. On him is Starikov. Norberg now out in front, the quick shot, and that's blocked by Schluthoff. Now out at center ice, Balderas takes that one going backwards. He's over the line. Here's the shot, and it trips over top of the net just as the horn sounds to end the second period. And it now becomes a question of just how many will the Soviets get.
Soviets completely dominating the period. They have the puck. They've had the puck since